we have some second-hand golf clubs from Golf Clubs for Cash, and we have a mid-handicap golfer, and what we're trying to prove today is, are your second-hand golf clubs or are your older golf clubs holding you back? So in comes mid-handicap Dave. So far, last week guys, if you want to check out the start of this 9-hole video, Dave was not hitting the best shots, especially with this golf club. He then hit some fantastic golf clubs with one of the hybrids we have in the bag. So this is very interesting. Is it the golf clubs or is it the man at the end of the club? Dave's not answering that, he's gone very quiet. But so guys, we're on the 4th hole here now. We are, as you'll see by the flyover, 306 yards, stroke index 4. No, stroke index 6 even, I do apologise. We are a little bit further forwards on the winter tees here today, but obviously still needs a good drive from Dave with his Callaway X2 Hot. Well, that's the best one so far, Dave. I wouldn't say it was the launch we was looking for.
Down there.
Well, last week we got a little bit of a look through a pond, and we've just jumped out of that second bunker right there.
You've got to tell them what to do, I suppose.
Anyone would have thought you're getting members bouncers on this golf course,
I've played
Dave?
a lot of times.
You have played here since it was open. We're at the fantastic Woolley Park today, guys. Right, so water avoided on the first video, bunkers on the second. Dave, how far do we have?
I don't know yet, Chris.
Breaking news here at Woolley Park, we do have new flags. Fantastic looking flags, which we'll show you shortly.
110.
110, so that 8-iron again?
I was thinking 9, but you've just made me...
He was a little bit short on obviously the previous hole in last week's video, so...
Yeah, I wash you out, won't I suppose?
Yeah, so let's...
Oh, James Robinson, as they call it, a little bit short.
Yeah, a little bit short, 5'1". Right. Let's see the magic from Dave. 1 over par so far. That's a great shot, Dave. Iron's working fantastically well. Great ball flights, and that looks to be pretty close, Dave.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at those irons. So, again, Dave's doing a spot of cleaning. So we know what we're getting here, obviously. We have got the Rocket Blades there. So, obviously, shafts-wise, Dave, what have we got in there?
The regular shafts, mate.
Regular shafts, there you go, regular flex.
One of my friends had these back in the day, a guy called Steve West.
Steve
Big
West.
fan of the channel.
Shout out for Steve West.
He plays at Normington now,
No.
and he used to enjoy playing these. I don't know why he changed, because to be honest with you, he's got worse since he got rid of them.
There you go, Steve. You've been called out in front
Shout
of all
out
the fans. There you go, Steve.
Up
You've
there,
got
down
worse.
there all of a sudden.
Yeah, obviously great irons, guys. Obviously were great irons. Obviously were very popular at the time. And you can see for Dave, they're actually still working very well. Obviously, if Dave's swinging it well, striking it well, they are still performing. So these irons, I think they were around about £199. We will confirm that shortly. But obviously not too expensive. Like we say, a new set of irons, anything nowadays, boy, you can get new ones at 500 if you go direct to consumer. But if you're thinking about the premium brands or tailor-made, you could be looking at 12, 13, 1400 pounds for a similar set. So we can see Dave's balls pitched and jumped to the side, obviously there. So
side spin towards it, Chris. You know, can make him talk.
Standard side spin, not so much backspin from Dave, but left himself pin high there. So obviously, yes, it's a little bit cooler this morning, a little bit uphill to that flag. And Dave's picked the right club there. So even with second-hand clubs, even with clubs that see Dave doesn't know, never played with them, he's still been able to get his yardages. So very interesting there. Obviously, like we said, full set of clubs, £600, including driver, putter, hybrids, wedges. So is it good value for money? And obviously, if you are looking second-hand, if you're just getting into golf or you're thinking about changing, you want a swap, then do make sure to have a look out for Golf Clubs for Cash, who have also started a YouTube channel, so make sure you give that a check out. They did have a match against the man, the myth through there, James Robinson. So go and have a look, which is also here at Woolley Park. Again, here's the new flags. They are a half and half flag. You can't see it here, but John and the boys, we had a big discussion about flags. They were fired up to get them out yesterday. That's a great... Oh, it's gone a bit of everywhere, that, Dave. Rolled well, but We keep finding
It's
these
an
up.
awful putt, Chris. I hit it right off the toe.
I didn't want to say anything about your stroke. Obviously, putter-wise, not necessarily working. So
Yeah.
we could see that last week. Obviously, Dave struggled with his putter, and this is where buying a second-hand putter, you need to make sure you're getting something that you feel comfortable with, and maybe obviously go and have a go. Are you buying second-hand golf clubs from eBay? You're buying them off Facebook Marketplace, or are you actually going to a store? That's a big question. But that is a 4 for 3, and Dave moves back to level par.
Happy days.
See, they are
Oh, bit of breeze for half an hour.
They are half and half. Crackers. Here we can see from the yellow tees, it's 330 yards. It is stroke index 4. We are a little bit further forwards here, so we are just under 300 yards. So for Dave, obviously, we have got a little bit of a head start.
Needs it.
But we need a good drive here, so you can see there's some ropes out here. Great course management here for people to walk. Fairways in good condition, greens in fantastic condition. And Dave finally hitting some better shots. So a little bit out of balance, Dave. But
Yeah.
that is a fairway ball, and we shouldn't have far in. Right, Dave, so fantastic drive here. So we've not got far in. Obviously, what is your watch telling us
Hold on.
on the old Apple iWatch?
Yeah.
iWatch? They're not called iWatches,
They're
are they?
called an Apple Watch, Chris.
What's 96
Uh,
middle?
yeah, with my golf shot app.
Golf shots app. So 96 middle, it is towards the front, but if we play that number and just left of the flag, then we should be good. Obviously, again, another tricky flag. Stu does like to put out some tricky flags, obviously.
You see, you're saying play it left of the flag. You obviously think that I've got potential to actually be able to know where the ball's going. At
We're
most
just being
times.
optimistic, Dave. If I can tell you and then you do it wrong, we can blame you, can't we? As always.
As always, yeah.
Right, pitchy wedge.
Yeah.
So we haven't got into the wedges yet. So far, obviously, last week's video as well, we haven't used the wedges that are in the bag. So we do have some Cleveland wedges. We're hoping to still not use them after this shot.
We might have to, Chris.
That wasn't your finest swing, Dave. I mean, it's lucky you get a shot on here. You just know you've got a shot.
But that's mid-handicap golf, mate. I don't expect to hit fairways and greens.
No, very true. So guys, obviously comment below what was the best bargain that you have picked up with a second-hand golf club. Dave's obviously had some good second-hand golf clubs over the years. One of the best ones he had was a 5-wood that he did get last year. I think it was £125 for a Sim Max 5-wood. Performed well with it, obviously was hitting it nearly as far as his driver, so you always get those clubs that you pick up that you do like. You got them for a bargain. Maybe you wasn't sure, but they've done a fantastic job. So obviously not too far down the fairway. We've gone from 96 to the middle to how far to the middle, Dave?
40.
40. He struck that well for 50 yards.
Well, like I say, that's just my life generally when I'm playing golf, Chris.
Dave's life. Right, let's have a look, Dave. What wedges have we got? We've got Cleveland.
Yeah,
We've
got
got
a 52.
52 and we got a
56.
56. So 52 from here, 40 yards. Not much green to work with at the start, so it's a premium here. Just getting the ball on the green, and this is when you're playing this kind of golf, guys, and when you're playing early in the year when we're not getting much run and it's tough conditions, play for your shots. Make sure you limit the damage when you do hit a poor shot. Dave's played a fantastic shot in there. Look at Dave.
You can always depend on a wedge, Chris.
You did say you liked your Clevelands,
did
and
like
that's
my
why you
Clevelands when I
chose
had
them. It's a fantastic chip there. Dave's hopefully going to limit the damage. Can he knock that in? We're not so sure, but it'd take him under par. And Dave, get up and down, get under par on this 9 holes, which is tricky or a fantastic 9 holes here at Woolley Park. We're out early this morning, first out. And it's a
Bang.
great roll, Dave. So 6th hole now after that birdie from Dave is a par 4, another dog leg. Not the longest of holes, but you can see it is not the most straightforward. So 317 yards, stroke index 18, no shot for Dave, but he is now 1 under par or 1 under his handicap.
I'm made up because I found a pink Castle tee on the last tee.
He's made up. He found a grey one, but he left it there because it's too high for him.
And
So if
you
we're
know
going,
me, I'd never want to roof a driver. A grey tee might have just
no,
done
he
it.
certainly wouldn't. Obviously, so far, if we're talking gross wise, then Dave is 3 over for his score. So we know he was 5 over at the end of his 9 holes with 2012 clubs. Let's go with the X2 Hot. That, Dave, is a fantastic drive.
I was a bit worried about that hedge when it set off, Chris, but yeah.
Yeah. Launch, distance, and you've opened it up. 147 to the middle. So again, up the right hand side here, Dave's obviously can go straight towards the middle of the green. Obviously, we've got one big issue, which is straight behind Dave, which is that bush. So we don't want to be going towards the flag.
Thanks
What-
for that, Chris. I'd
what-
not even thought of the bush until you opened it.
You had. What club have you got?
I've got a 6-iron.
6 iron. Perfect. So Dave set obviously with his Tacomos, the highest iron he has in his bag at the moment is a 6 iron. And then he does obviously switch and change that for his hybrids. Let's see how this Rocket Blades does. Again, it's a great flight, Dave. A little bit of a pull there, but
Oh, we're short.
just short of the green, but plenty of green to work with. But again, a good flight.
Yeah.
Misstrike that, Dave?
Yes.
So obviously a misstrike, but it's only just come up short. So obviously when we talk about forgiveness, we are still getting some from those 2013
You
clubs.
got your wish, Chris.
Yeah, we can use a wedge again. We're now wedging all the time. His ball would have actually obviously crept towards the front edge there. So yes, a misstrike, but not bad forgiveness at all, which is what we're starting to see from these clubs. Even the misstrikes are doing reasonably well, and obviously then with the other irons, even with good strikes, he's getting a similar distance to what he's expecting from his Tacomos, and that's really what we're trying to prove here, because after all, this is £600 and not a grand total of around about £5,000, which a full set can easily cost you today.
Ooh, he's thinned it.
I mean, it was a different one, Dave.
Got away with it a little bit,
You
though.
did get away with it. Not
Not my usual short game, Chris.
No, not your best there. Just a bit clean. You've got an outside chance.
At least I can tell you what line is.
We can, yeah, we can see that with the dew this morning. But we can see the dew there. We can see they've got a little bit of left to right from Dave on this
It's
pub.
about a foot and a half, Chris.
About a foot and a half. Again, the half and half flags looking fantastic. Big talking points here at Woolley. Half and half, a nice blue flag. Premium. Although that one's a bit on the wonk, it's not in properly. Dave was disgusted with that
Wouldn't have
one.
been bad if I'd have hit it, Chris.
Again, a terrible strike. Well, we'll put the flag back in. There you go. And Dave will finish off for a 5. I think that more caught it, the flag there. It was lucky there, Dave. Right, 7th hole, next hole. A very difficult hole, and you'll see that next week. We've got a par 4, par 5 and par 3 to finish. How can Dave get on? Obviously, so far, gross-wise, it is 4 over par, which was his best 9-hole score around Waterfront. But are these clubs standing the test? Can he get out of there with a reasonable score in these conditions?